I'm drawn to how the hard geometry and deep black set up a stage for that single figure, while the angled light feels almost theatrical, like the city is performing around them. I'm curious whether the photographer intended the viewer to read this primarily as a study in light and structure or as a narrative about isolation and scale.
I see it as a delicate balance where the rigid, monumental structures provide the vocabulary, but the narrative of isolation is what gives the image its soul. The way the light carves out that stage makes the figure feel both profoundly small and yet the absolute center of a silent urban drama.
I like how you separate vocabulary from soul. It pins down why the frame works beyond pure design, and it makes the light feel less like an effect and more like intention. I wonder if the photographer was prioritizing the figure landing in that brightest pocket, or did they let the architecture and shadow geometry dictate where the human could enter the scene?
The architecture and shadows set the stage first, establishing a rigid geometric grid that practically demanded a focal point to break its coldness. It seems the photographer waited for the figure to hit that specific pocket of light, because without that human element to anchor the scale, the structure remains a beautiful but empty monument.
That discipline comes through. The frame feels engineered by geometry but completed by patience, and the figure arrives like the key signature that resolves the whole visual score. It's a strong reminder that in architectural streetwork, the building can provide the composition, but it's the timed human presence that delivers meaning and scale.
That is a perfect summation. The architecture provides the where, but the patient wait for the human element defines the when. It was a pleasure dissecting the intersection of rigid geometry and fleeting life with you.